Hello, my name is Scott Gerard Lebrasser, and I am a musician, 2D, 3D artist, animator, modeler, graphic designer, 3D game development studio type designer. I pretty much just do it all when it comes to art. Here is my pen-up page where I have just about 1,000 uploads for ranging from many different styles of artwork and many different styles of, you could say, different types of visualizations, pre-visualizations, and so forth. A lot of the stuff I work with many different types of applications and all kinds of apps, ranging from programs on PC to applications on Android. And I like to take ideas and take them to next levels. There's some of my 3D stuff. You can see all the main posts I have. Some of them are small amounts, some of them are large. But I've been, people have sometimes said that my artwork reminds them of 3D, or I'm sorry, of H.R. Geiger. And H.R. Geiger is a very well-known artist to a lot of people, but at my time, I didn't really know who he was. And so as people were basically trying to say that, I started looking at his artwork. And right around that time, H.R. Geiger passed away. So I actually started doing a lot of work that was inspired by H.R. Geiger, and was doing a lot of tribute draws towards him. But before that, I had my own style called Alien Tribalism, which was a very unique style. And if you would like to see some of that, there's 108 posts right there. But there's a lot of stuff that I draw that is very like that. Got a lot of hand-drawn art, a lot of stuff that I've done in Sketchbook. But all in all, my ideas lately have been getting stolen. And so basically I go back to this page over here where the redesigning of my artwork through H.R. Geiger interpretations has led me to doing some really cool underwater type art that is both inspired by H.R. Geiger, my artwork, and my up-and-coming game, which is called Chronicles of Haran. So these were just some of the ideas that I have of something like an underwater alien pilot, and would eventually lead to underwater robots, because the idea was to not just stay on the ground, but maybe go under the water, maybe even on outer space, distant planets, or maybe even, who knows, right? I can't really speak about any more ideas because people seem to be steadily stealing them before I can even get them out. And it seems kind of petty, when we could just all work together. There's no need to steal, So, yeah, so as I moved on doing these ideas, I came to more and more conclusions that underwater pilots would be really cool. So here we have the progression to that point. There is the very first underwater robot that is being built, and there's some other ideas that is like an underwater ocean inside of another underwater ocean, and that's why you see two different surfaces, both on the top and on the bottom. So these were robots that were ideas that were supposed to be built in a different dimension. Hence the reason why there is both a surface on the bottom and a surface on the top. So what is going on here is me coming up with ideas for a really cool new game that was just going to be a really cool robot game, but more than just a game, a really cool story. So a lot of this is really kind of tied to my actual story that no one knows about, but yet people are really already trying to steal ideas before I can even get to them. So with that said, let's go back to the game here that is stealing these ideas. So what is the purpose here behind this underwater scene in the background, other than it just popped up out of nowhere very recently? I'm not really sure. And we got a lot of underwater stuff going on here all of a sudden. Everything's all just seeming to be like the underwater theme all of a sudden. Understand what I'm talking about? Now I have pictures that talked about, that show you basically that some of the scenes that I was showing in my game that were of the same ilk were being copied, generally speaking, just like they are right now. Literally just from a couple of screenshots of my game in development, they took those screenshots and basically tried to remaster them into ones that look just like their game, only better. So for example, I could show you some, but I just want to keep this brief, because honestly, all the damning evidence that I could show would show just how bad Pixonic has just, seems to have lost any interest in doing anything for the game itself, to let it stand on its own merits, much less build an actual storyline without the community's help. To me, they are just robbing everybody. They're just stealing from everybody. And so I have wrote them a letter that I thought maybe might get them on some kind of page where they could maybe try to redeem themselves somehow. And so, screenshot. Hello, my name is Scott Labrasser, and I've noticed that you've deliberately taken ideas from my up-and-coming game titled Chronicles of Haran. If you would not mind working with me, and my intellectual properties are copyrighted, and I would love to work with you, share with you ideas, but stealing them is a low blow, as I am a startup artist that needed my ideas to remain mine until I release my game. If you could agree to stop using my ideas, I could give you better ones, directly from me. I'd invite you to be part of what I'm planning. No need to steal. You can reach me at this address at any time. I am a one-man team, but I do it all. Music, I play every instrument, art, 2D, 3D modeling, animation, coding, level design, AI enthusiast. Please reach out to me. I really would rather work with you than against you. So what I'm trying to tell them is basically that, quit stealing my stuff. If you would like to talk to me about some of my stuff and use some of my stuff, or find out why I am choosing to do these things, my development, then maybe you could talk to me directly and we could actually have this conversation without you stealing my ideas. So I'm just trying to put this out there and kind of piece this all together a little bit, because to me it just seems kind of foolish that anybody would want to sort of steal my ideas. It just comes so completely half-assed. Like, look at their new cover for their game. What does this water sort of has to do with anything in the game of War Robots up until this point? Not one thing, okay? They literally just tried to steal one of my ideas. And it's just something small, with the overall scheme of what I'm doing. It's nothing like what they're doing. But for them to sort of try and snatch the idea out of my hands before I even show it to the world, what it is that I'm doing, they kind of want to say, oh, me too. And it looks very cheap. And that's why they need to stop. Because with as much money as they got nobody over there coming up with any good ideas? They have to steal someone who hasn't even made a dime yet? Ooh, wow, that's pretty low. And that's why I have to say something. Because you guys at War Robots, Pixonic, and all of you people that are connected on some level trying to steal my ideas, that's pretty weak, man. If that's all you got is stealing my ideas, and you're basing your whole game on other people's ideas, this robot is, from the idea of this other robot from 1950s picture, and these robots are supposed to be old tanks and old helicopters and old planes from World War I and World War II, which is not your idea. You had to basically redesign all your robots because you were stepping on copyrights. Again, you guys have nothing. You make your community basically make your whole story for you, including drawings and animation by artists that are just willing to give themselves up for you for no cost at all to you. Yet you make hundreds of millions of dollars. So again, quit being cheap. If you really want to get into the community and be part of an actual community of not just your game, which is so self-centered, it's not all about you, and what you can steal from everybody, with your Kid Titan, Gundam, anybody? Come on, man. You literally have no ideas of your own. And if they are your own, you literally stole them from somebody else. So you can actually have a real developer, a real artist, a real visionary maybe do something for you that you haven't thought of yet, that I haven't showed you because it literally had nothing to do with your game. Or you can just say, screw me, I'm just somebody who's just trying to say a bunch of crap about your game, and yeah, wow, what a bunch of major coincidences. And I can show you probably about 10 other images that are just nothing but coincidences over the years where you've taken my ideas. So to me, you could do whatever you want, but trust me, man, the community is going to know what you did. So it would be better for you to turn around, give credit where credit's due, and then talk to me and work with me, since you find my ideas so fascinating, since you guys are so on my nuts. I would be happy to work with you guys. You know? I mean, hell. What the fuck?